Hey pitchers, welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about the change up. So everybody's probably first off-speed pitch or non-fastball pitch that they'll learn is a changeup. And for me, it was the hardest pitch that I ever had to learn. I tried probably 4 different grips before I actually came down to one that I really liked. So I'm going to talk about the changeup, why it's important, and a couple different grips that you can use and practice. So why it's important. A batter can get used to that same fastball speed that you're throwing for every single pitch. And in a game where you see a batter 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times, they're going to be so used to that speed and be timed up and ready to go, and they're going to hit any single one of your pitches no matter where it goes. So it's really important to use your changeup to your advantage and use that off-speed pitch so that you can try to throw off your batters. Try to think about it as a hitter. If you're a hitter and you're hitting off of a pitching machine that is going the same 50 miles an hour, just throwing them in there, what would that be like, right? So likely the first couple you'll whiff and not be able to get a piece of. The next few you'll probably tip off and foul off, and then once you have maybe 4 or 5 swings in it, you'll be ready to go. You'll be timed up, stepping right at the ball right when you need to, hands are coming through, nice smooth swing, and you'll be good to go. So think about that as a pitcher now. If your first round of batters is whiffing at the ball and you feel great, nice, great, good job. They're not timed up to you yet. Second time around, they might be fouling it off a little bit more, might be hitting some ground outs. They're kind of catching up, but you still feel good because you're getting the outs. Third time around, they start hitting the ball hard. They start lining out to people. They start hitting maybe doubles, triples, extra base hits, and you're not feeling so great about it, and you're wondering why. It's probably because you need to change up the speeds a little bit. So changeups are going to be your best friend. All right, so a couple different grips that you can use for the changeup. First one, probably the easiest one to learn, is to just palm the ball. So you're gonna take the ball, put it in your palm, and then lay those fingers all the way across it. What this is going to do is take spin off of the ball. So a fastball, we want it to spin really fast. We want to flick the ball as fast as we can, make sure that our fingers are on the edge of the seams so that we have as little contact with the ball as possible. That's going to make the ball go fast, right? A spin makes it go fast. So if we want to throw slow, what do? We take the spin off of the pitch. So what that's going to look like, palm it. All our fingers are on this ball, so causes more friction on the ball, right? There's more contact from my hand to the ball, so that when I throw it out of my hand, I can't really flick it if it's in my hand like this, right? Can't really flick it. I'm just going to push it to the catcher, to the batter. So it's going to come out of my hand, I'm going to push it forward, leading with my palm and just kind of hoping that it gets there. The second one that you can do is grabbing the ball with just your fingertips, just like this. So what this does, again, it's really hard to flick it because your wrist is kind of locked out because your fingertips are really locked out. This works well if you have a bigger hand, but if you have a smaller hand, you can't really grab onto it. I would go with the palm version first. Give both of these a try before you try any of your other change-up grips, and hopefully you can find one that works for you. So we want to grip the ball into our palm as hard as we can. All of our fingers are wrapped around that ball. And then we're just going to go through our normal progressions of drills. So we can do the flick drill, we can do a K drill, we can do a 3/4 circle drill, we can do a full drill. But just going from here, making sure that hand is all the way on the ball, and then letting it pop out of my hand right at the bottom. So I'm going to try to push that ball to get to the catcher. Sometimes I try to think about this one like popcorn. As it's coming out of my hand and my hand gets to my hip, I'm going to just open my hand and just let it pop right out. And then it's going to kind of float over the plate. The second grip that we can try, again, is that really fingers extended tip of the fingers grip. So again, this one kind of locks up my wrist and I can't really do too much here. I can do more than I could with the palm, but I can't really flick it, and it's not really gonna spin, right? So I'm gonna, again, do the same drills that we've been doing. I'm just gonna do a couple wrist flicks, make sure that I'm releasing it right at my hip, and then pushing it towards that catcher. I could also do a K drill and push it. I could also do a 3-circle drill, or I can kind of just try it out right from full, see if it works for me. So squeeze that ball as hard as you can right in your fingertips, bring it back, and again, just like the last one, popcorn, it's just gonna pop right out of my hand. As soon as my hand gets to my hip, pop right out, hopefully reach the catcher. If you notice that your pitches, changeups aren't reaching the catcher, try to use your legs a little bit more and then follow through towards that catcher. A great tip about changeups is that you have to make sure that it is slower than your fastball pitch, right? If your changeup is not slower than your fastball, it's not a changeup. And I didn't really realize this until probably college. My changeup might have been 2 miles per hour slower than my fastball, and it was not very good, and I just thought it was different because I could squeeze it really hard and I was holding it different, but that wasn't true, right? So make sure that your changeups are a little slower or a lot slower, depending on what you can do, than your fastball. A couple tricks on how to do this effectively and make sure your batters are off balance, right? We want to make sure our batters are off balance at all times, is that you have to move your body as fast as you would a fastball and then change it at the split second at the end to make it go slow. So if I was to throw a changeup and my body started to move slowly and then let it go, you know, it's probably not gonna be great. But if I was to move my body as fast as I could, just like a fastball, and then it pops out of my hand, then it's slow all of a sudden, then that's when you see the batters that go like this. And then swing at it, right? So we want to invoke that feeling in the batter every single time. So they think it's going to be fast. It's like fast, 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 and then all of a sudden change. There it is, change up. So the batters are going to be thinking it's a fastball all the way through. The pitchers are going to be thinking it's a fastball until it's a changeup, right? So we want to move our body, it's fastball, 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 and then it's a changeup at the very end. If you think that it's going to be slow, and you think that your windup's going to be slow, think in that sense so that you're moving your body fast, and then you can let that changeup go slow at the end.